you doing? How was your week? Mine was great. But if something came up during your week, I want to hear about it. Like DM me or call me 323-515-9338. It's everywhere. Or DM me and let me know. Send me a voice note. Dear Juju, I want to know what to make. It doesn't always have to be sexual. I feel like a lot of people are sending me a lot of sexual stuff, which is fine. I love that. But it can be anything. Lifestyle, maybe you have something coming up. You know what? I'm hosting Easter. What's the menu? Things like that. Let me know. Someone's coming over and we want to have a drink. What should we have? I'll give you a little cocktail advice, okay? But it could be anything. I want to know and I want to hear from you. So DM me or call me. Let's get into it. Hello, world. Come inside the Dear Juju podcast. Okay, I'm wearing my hair down, so let's see how much I cannot fuck with it. So hard. That's what he said. My voice is a little hoarse because I've been screaming at my kids. I lost my shit again. Oh, I'm literally in therapy to try to work on lowering that Italian feistiness, but I don't know, she's just right there all the time. It's been a minute. It's been a couple months and I tried to be too calm. I didn't set the boundary soon enough, or I thought I did, and it still wasn't working. So I just didn't know what to do and I just blew up. And you know what? I heard a statistic, moms out there, that made me feel really good. Okay. It said from a child psychologist, the best parent-child relationship only get it right about 30% of the time. Okay? No need for perfection. And I really had to work this week on giving myself grace. When I mess up, a lot of people are like, you're human. It's okay. It's fine. It's not fine for me. It's not. Oh, I hold myself to a standard that is maybe unreachable for even me. So allowing grace and forgiveness for myself isn't something that I really comes naturally. So I had to give myself a little grace. And I did call my therapist, Dr. Vanessa, and we chatted out, and I did see some lens shifting. Yeah, so that was fun. This week, are you guys ready for this? I got a scalp massage, treatment, facial, all of the above. It was amazing. Okay, let me tell you what I got. It's called a scalp treatment. Lori Huitron, scalp girl of the world. I'm going to put her information in the info below. She is so sweet, so kind. And from my first episode, I took my own damn advice. I said, hey girl, I really like you. I'm vibing with you. Can we hang out? Can we be friends? And she's like, honestly, I love my husband so much. And he's my best friend that it really is hard to make new girlfriends and make time for girlfriends. And I said, it is so refreshing to hear that because I feel the same way. I love my husband so much. He's the hottest dude I have ever seen in my life. He's just for me. And it was really nice to connect with a woman who also loves her husband that much. I know as women, we can kind of bitch about him. And trust me, if you want to bitch about him, honey, I could pick up the phone and go for eons. But what good does that do? What are you focusing on? More of what you don't want, right? I did see my husband at Target. I pulled up with my daughter and I didn't know that he was there with my son. He was walking out as I was walking in. And as I'm walking in, I was like, who's that? My fucking husband. I was like, oh my God, love you. So she gave me a scalp massage. You guys, now I get it. Sometimes I wonder, what do men feel? And then she damn near jacked off my head for 30 minutes to an hour. My hair has been so dry lately that she was like, we're going to fix that right up. She took me over to a bowl. She put on some sound. She put on a eye mask. She put on a little scalp steamer. And I just laid there. She put a blanket on me and I fell asleep while she jacked off my head for about 30 minutes. I mean, she was putting on oils, creams, potions, lotions, yada, yada, yada. Okay? But now I have this little thing where if you tickle my head or my neck or some points, I kind of I kind of jump. So she probably thought, once again, snail trail, leaving it in the seat. I was convulsing a little bit. It's like a knee reflex. You know how when the doctor like hits your knee and it reflexes? That's what happens to the base of my neck or anywhere on my head or neck, that when you touch it in a certain way and it kind of feels good and it kind of tickles. It's just like this. She probably thought I was coming in my pants. What are you going to do? And look at my hair. That was yesterday. Look at my hair today. Shiny and silky. Okay. I don't usually do a lot of beauty products, but women supporting women, we essentials. You guys, I got the growth stimulant oil, and this is the night formula. So thank you, Lori. I mean, how great is that? I got a little head massage jack off, and I got a new friend. See? And that was at the Recess and Angelino Magazine Women Supporting Women event. I don't know. A lot of people have been screaming at me to start a Women Supporting Women thing in LA. Women have such a Rolodex of information when it comes to kids, when it comes to beauty, when it comes to therapists, when it comes to, like, you know what I mean? Like, we have a Rolodex of this life. So if everyone's sharing their Rolodex, their stories, their information, and their support, I don't know. I think we could rule the world. Just my thoughts. International Women's Day. By the way, I posted on my Instagram this like cool is kind. And if you're a mean girl, woo, that started some serious topics. And you know what? I feel like all these women, you can see how triggered they are because everyone was sharing and reposting and saying things and commenting. And I'm just like, man, dude, women are really hurting women. And then you see men, hello, sporting events, making other men millionaires and billionaires. And it's just like, what are we doing? We really have to start supporting each other in a real meaningful way. Like with our dollars, with our mouth, with our time, with our effort. And then, we can all... What's the saying? A rising tide raises all ships. Okay? So get on the ship, ladies. All right, let's get into what I am making this week. You know a gringa taco, right? A gringa taco is, which I love. Some chefs actually do it really well. They're kind of making fun of it, but elevate it, and I love it. Is a ground beef, and then there's cheddar cheese, and then there's shredded lettuce, and then there's tomato, right? Like that's a gringa taco. That's what I call it. So what I've been making lately is gringa taco salads. A garlic, onion, taco seasoning mix, some good ground beef, some tomato paste, little crushed tomatoes, and throw in a little water or a little beef stock if you have it. If you're just doing ground beef and an onion, you need to elevate that, okay? So I've been doing a bed of lettuce, a few cauliflower tortilla chips. I've been piling on my gringa ground beef. Then I've been doing avocado. Then I've been doing a little bit of cashew cheese, a little dollop of a Greek yogurt, black beans, corn. It is such a lovely way to feel like you're eating tacos, but still watch your waistline. I've made it twice this week, and it is bomb. So don't forget about the gringa taco salad. Then if your husband or if your kids want, like my kids love nachos, so I make a little plate of nachos for them. I make tacos for my husband, and I make a taco salad for me. It's a great way to go bing, bang, boom, right? Because sometimes I don't want to eat what they eat, okay? Cocktails. If you're not going to batch your own sangria, which I have a recipe on my IG, scroll. This is LOLEA. Let's say LOLEA. It's a sangria from Spain. This is not sponsored. This is my favorite sangria. And how cute is this bottle? It's red with white polka dots. So it's got notes of like cherries, berries, watermelon, pineapple, nutmeg. That's the part that I really love. It's got a warm backing on the tongue. I love it. Warm back on the tongue. And on the palate, it's fizzy. Okay? It's sweet. It's a little pale. It's crisp. It's fizzy. It is gorgeous. This is what I'm drinking literally this weekend. I picked it up and I said, you know what? I need to talk about this. And it's so cute to bring on a picnic. Definitely serve it over ice. And if you want to punch it up just a little bit, I add a shot of Grand Marnier to my cups before I pour. And let me tell you, it's divine. Served with an orange rind. I mean, it's already sangria time. When's not sangria time? Am I right? But that one's really good too because of the nutmeg. It kind of feels like you're transferring from fall to spring. Love it. Decor. Have you guys heard of latte dressing? Latte decorating? Okay. This is all like very tonal. I feel like Hailey Bieber does this a lot. Jennifer Lawrence, they say Meghan Markle. This is great if you're a minimalist, okay? And I know a lot of those. This is not for me. I don't even like a latte to drink. I either drink a cappuccino or just straight up espresso, okay? She's got cojones. So, according to Vogue.com, quiet luxury is in. Honey, I've never been quiet, okay? Luxurious, yes. Quiet, no. But what does this mean? This is like neutral tone on tone with monochromatic rooms and then big pops of luxury. So latte decorating, exactly what you think, browns, neutrals, or grays, or blacks, or any color that you pick. Also doing the molding that color, like totally monochromatic that room, and then adding a big Baroque gold mirror or a big Baroque vintage lamp. They're saying that that's really in. Playing with the modern, really toned down to the ultra glam. So it's quiet and then it's luxury. And that's something I can get into. Every once in a while, I do like a refresher. Some places where we can tone it down a little bit, but still give that glam and that luxury. So that's what's in. I will also say what's not in decor is you trying to do something just because it's in, but it goes against what you naturally feel, right? Personal style is always timeless and classic, period. The end, paragraph. Your house should be an expression of what you love, of what you feel. I want you to walk into each room and go, you know what? Decorating is a lot like finding a mate, right? Yesterday at Target, when I saw my husband, I said, oh, that's my husband, right? That should be the same in every room. You should walk into a room and go, oh, this room is fabulous. I love it. Oh, it's mine, right? Same. Everything in your life you want to look at with that kind of vibe that you're just feeling it. And that is timeless, classic, and what's always in style. Don't forget that. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this about me because I really not try to stay away from beauty, but it's not exactly the brand that I do, right? But of course I love it. I mean, are you kidding me? It's a part of my everyday, my everything. So I am a fragrance hue. Okay? Hue. I am obsessed with fragrance. I think the best compliment is when I go somewhere and they say, you smell so good. What are you wearing? I'm like, oh, this whole thing? I definitely go to the more masculine side of things. Oud, wood, ambergris, bergamot, things like that. I really love. I also love feminine though. I like rose. I like floral. Whenever I smell someone and they smell good, I'm going straight up to them and saying, what is this? And if they're a see you next Tuesday, they won't tell you, oh, I forgot. If they're cool as hell, they'll be like, oh, girl, let me tell you. Sit down. Grab a seat. Here we go. Well, you know who's the latter. We are. So sit down and grab a seat because you should smell me right now. I wish they had smell cast, honey, because I smell amazing. Usually, I wear molecule O2 as a base, as a constant. It's just a single molecule of ambergris, okay? And this mixes with your own skin and your own pheromones. Then you go out in the world and people be giving me compliments left and right and I still can't even smell it. Then I smelled Louis Vuitton's Les Sables Rose. And I cannot bring myself to spend $450 on a fragrance, a bottle. I can't do it and I won't do it. But guess what I found out about? Micro perfumes, okay? They're online. They ship anywhere. I got this travel size, I think, for $50. I know, the stuff is so expensive. I'm not saying it's a good deal, but I'm saying if you're dying for the scent and you don't want to spend like on Creed or on Baccarat or things like that, the whole thing, because maybe you only go out, like I'm sure if you're a mom or something, you don't want to be spraying it all the time because you're not around people all the time, but you just want to spritz when you go out. Oh my God, I just opened it and it smelled. Oh my God. Oh my God. Louis Vuitton's Les Sables Roses. This is the best scent I have ever smelled in my life. Let's get into answering some questions, shall we? This one is a good one. Dear Jude, do I say that about all of them? I think I do. Here we go. Dear Juju, trying to gain my confidence back. What do you recommend to get back on track to boss bitch? Oh, I love this. You know, I'm going to be honest, okay? I don't know if you can kind of hear it or see it in my body. You know, some days I'm feeling good. I'm full of zest. I'm perky. I'm funny. Da, da, da. And some days I'm just chill. And some days I'm just a little more me. And some days, you know, it's not as hilarious. And that's just life, right? And lately I've been repeating these thoughts that have not been serving me over and over and over again. And that's not cool because it's like a bad habit. It's like sugar or eating bad. Once you get on that train, it's easy for that train to take off and leave the station, right? The path of excellence is easy to get on, hard to stay on. And don't forget about that. Hard. I heard something from a woman that said, you know what I say every day? I am my name and I am powerful, da 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 da. Now, growing up, I used to be champion superstar. Shout out to all my champion superstars. I used to be on a dance team, and it was called the Champion Superstars. So today, this is true, because I've been feeling a little bit down because those thoughts have literally started to weigh me down. I said today, I am Julianne Waters, and I am a motherfucking superstar. And I said that today. And then I started to feel like instantly in my body, the energy flipped. And I kept saying it and I kept saying it. And then I actually played, which I like never play any of her music, Katy Perry's Firework. Then I started tearing up in the car. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? Maybe it's about to be my girl time. But I had the best reconnecting to my energy and my source and my power. You are a boss bitch. You don't need anything in this life to confirm it. But you need to prove it to yourself. Try this, okay? In the morning, say your name and say, I am, and you said boss bitch, so that's what you want to be, and that's what you want to feel, and say, I am a boss bitch. Keep saying it. Keep saying it until you believe it, until you feel it, and then let that feeling. Now, emotion is just energy in motion. Emotion, energy in motion, right? So then once you feel that energy and that emotion, let that spill over to your actions and do one thing every day that would boss bitch. And what I recommend is write it down the night before. Get a little journal and be like, what would be a boss bitch move that I could do tomorrow that's closer to my dream and add confidence and take care of myself and feel that. Sometimes it could be as simple as working out. Sometimes it's carving out time for yourself and going and getting a scalp treatment. And then sometimes it's shooting a motherfucking podcast. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't always have to be these big things, but it does have to be something every day. And if you start to take those steps every single day, it's so boring. It's like going to the gym. You know, you go, you don't see results, but you keep going, you keep on it. And then people start going, what's going on with you? Why are you so different? You look amazing. What are you doing? Right? Then you'll start to see it. But try just getting that energy in your energy field and in your puss. I am Julianne Waters and I am a motherfucking star. See that? I felt it. See how my energy is like starting to shift and starting to change? That's what you want to do. Get that feeling and then apply it. Okay? The night before, write down one thing you could do to boss bitch. What would a boss bitch do? Well, I am blah, 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 and I am a boss bitch. This is what I want to do tomorrow. Shoom, ba. Great. And if it's scary and if it's weird and if it's uncomfortable, it usually is a thing that you definitely need to do. Dear Juju, many men are dealing with testosterone issues, and their confidence really makes all the difference. How do you stroke your hubby's ego to get in the mood? Oh, I didn't see that going. Well, we've talked about hormones, I feel like, a lot on this podcast. If he's having testosterone issues, make sure it's getting checked. I mean, that's an easy injectable thing that they do. I know a lot of men that do it and take testosterone to balance it. So that's important. Also, there's things like maca powder. There's things like lion's mane. There's a bunch of like natural things. Make sure he's taking his supplements. Make sure he's working out. Things like that. If he's not in the mood as much as you're in the mood and he's not taking any of those testosterone things, and if he's not leveling his hormones, that's something that you guys need to discuss for sure. I have anxiety. I've had anxiety since, actually, someone asked me about that. I forgot about that question. I've had anxiety since I was 15 years old. When my dad passed away in 2017, I was having crippling anxiety. I'm talking like shaking in the shower, chattering my teeth, going into full-blown panic attacks. And my husband looked at me and he said, "How long you been having anxiety?" And that time I think I was 35. And I said, "Oh, about 20 years. And he was like, "Don't you think it's time you do something about it?" And then I called my doctor, and now I'm on something to help with my anxiety, a little SSRI, if you will. So it's that kind of thing where it's like, how long are you willing to go? So isn't it time that if he's struggling with testosterone, that he gets on something, right? Isn't it time you think you do something about it? It's kind of the same thing. So make sure that he's taking something, make sure you're communicating, and then, but to get him in the mood, like if I'm in the mood and my husband's not, I give a little strip tease. I do. Or I do something maybe in public. Like if we're eating and we're out eating, I'll slide under the table, a little hand, a little shock value, a little, ooh, aren't we so naughty, right? Things like that. One time before we went out on a date, I did pull over in the car and gave him a, "How you doing?" Because I thought it was important. The element of surprise. Things are all scheduled. He knows we're going to dinner. Let me pull over and just give him a little quickie. You know what I mean? And that is something, the element of surprise is always fun, especially in a relationship where you feel like you know someone for so long, right? You're not surprising them with like, "This is a new part of me." No, but what you can surprise them with is like doing things out of the ordinary. So I scheduled my nanny like 30 minutes earlier, and I lied to him and I told him, "Oh, our reservation is 30 minutes sooner." And then I pulled over and gave him and that was so fun. And then we spent the rest of the night and he was excited. And it's a good thing to do something unexpected. So if he's just sitting there watching TV, turn it off, put on your sexy little lingerie and put on music and just tell him how much you love him, rub him, kiss him, caress him. I have a story. When I was on tour with the Black Eyed Peas, okay, this was back in like DVD days. All the dancers were girls. So I brought for the tour bus a little DVD of Nina Hartley's 101 BJs. I brought a bunch of wine and we popped in the DVD and we were watching how to give the best BJ. And her advice, okay, which she's like a porn star, her advice was the art of the tease. This is even with a BJ. So what you want to do is you want to caress, you want to touch, you want to tickle, you want to just kiss, you want to give some and then you want to pull away and then give a little more and pull away. You basically want them to be at the place where they are about to explode and then you only have to go ham for like 15 seconds. I know, right? Let me tell you, having an all-girl dance crew is so much fun. Dear Juju, as a female in today's world, what would be your best advice to live my most authentic self? Listen and communicate. Every single thing. Like, do it so much that you become so good where you take a breath with yourself. You take a deep breath. You listen to what you want to say, what you think, how you feel, then communicate that. That is the best way to live your most authentic self, period, the end paragraph. Tap in, tune in, and then tell them, okay? That's really how to live an authentic life, and you must do it everywhere. You must be a serial communicator, okay? You must lay down your boundaries. You must express yourself. You must all the time. When you feel hurt, when you feel upset, when you feel slighted, when you feel that something's unfair. And if you do that, you will be light years ahead of us, okay? And I know the girl that wrote that, and I know that you're in your teens still. The 20s are really for figuring that out because you'll learn real fast. Oh, I didn't say this. I didn't say this. I held back. I didn't want to cause friction. And you'll learn that boundaries are your best friend. And boundaries really are just communicating. That's what they really are, communicating how you feel, what you will and won't stand for, which I know you're good at. All right, so that's the show. Go get some sangria. Go rewatch Mommy Dearest. Am I right? You know, if you don't have a scalp treatment somewhere in your city, then just go get this oil, okay? I'm going to link it down below and give yourself a scalp treatment where you just sit in the bath and you put some rose petals and you put some oil in your hair. You massage it in. There's aromatherapy. Maybe you meditate, you know? Like, you can also do it at home if you're not in LA. If you're in LA, you better book. But if not, I cannot recommend this enough because we do facials, we do nails, right? We do scrubs. But what about our scalp? And everyone wants shiny, bouncy hair. Also, try this micro perfumes. I think you're going to really like it. I really do. It's a little scent. It gives it a little dry test run, a little first date, if you will. It's fabulous. Don't forget you're a star, or should I say you're a boss bitch? You are a star. Act like it. Write down something that you're going to do tomorrow to act like a boss bitch that you know that you are, or the star that you know that you are inside. What are you going to do? How are you going to act like it? If I told you anything was possible, how would you act? What would you wear? What would you say? How would you be? Well, you are. I love you, and I'm out.